while. It took us a while to get to the epilogue, didn't it? So you remember the ending where we basically went through the whole skip button thing? So this is related to that. It's like a no, not at all. This is how the epilogue is playing out. Because it's trying to be epic. It's trying to be epic. That's what I. It is the epilogue after all, so it's trying to be as epic and jaw-dropping as it can be. Okay, so it should skip again. I believe it will skip again. Okay, have a look around. Oh, not yet? Okay. Ah, perfect. Okay, so to your right. There it is. Okay, go over to that. Remember the ending with the bucket where we put it into an escape pod? The escape pod is right there. And there's the bucket. It's back! And it's got a name on it! Yay! So, I think you gotta take it to that building that you can see. Yeah, take it to that building. Yeah, because that makes sense. You know why they show that? you know why they're showing that newspaper? Hello? Okay. Boo. Connection issues. Boo.
One fine day with a whoop and a purr, a baby was born and it caused a little stir. No blue buzzard, no three-eyed frog, just a feline canine little cat dog. Cat dog, cat dog. Alone in the world was a little cat dog. Out on the road or back in town, all kind of critters putting cat dog down. Gotta rise above it, gotta try to get along, gotta walk together, gotta sing this song. Cat dog, cat dog. Alone in the world was a little cat dog. Cat dog, cat dog. Alone in the world was a little cat dog.
But yeah, you know why they're showing that to us, bro? So if you remember way back, there was a point where some sliders popped up that had a cat and a dog, and it was asking to move the sliders until the cat and dog were friends. And you put it so close together that they basically fell in love with one another. And that's why. So and look, the gym buttons. Yeah, only there you go.
Jim, 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 Jim.
Looks like it.
Jim, 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 Jim.
Jiminy Jim.
Jim. Stanley, Jim, Stanley.
Hey, yeah. Well,
Stanley,
there you go.
Stanley, Jim.
And look that, you found the trophy room. Yeah. 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 Is that all of them? Did you get all of them, bro? Okay. Hello again. So you get to choose the name of the third game. Okay. Okay then. The Stanley Parable 3, Story of Lawsuit. It's absurd. I love it. There you go. He likes it. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. And so now, if you go back to that big room that has like the gym button and the hole and everything like that, you should be able to find that thing that you weren't able to trigger before. You should be able to do something with that now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Uh-huh.
Stanley worked for a company in a
And
big
he still
building
got
where
the
he was
balloons.
employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh yeah, I love this job.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one
blasts into the door
order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Whoops, Rogue,
Never
bye!
in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket.
It's bucket time.
It's bucket time.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
It's free now.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Oh. You'll... Yeah, so here.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Now spam it. Spam it, spam it. Spam it.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim. 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 Jim.
He hasn't taken it away. What the heck? He used to take...
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually
that's
save me the
different.
work of finishing this feature.
Now, if I remember, maybe Bankruptcy! What the heck? Free and easy trophy. Sounds good to me.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you.
There you go.
As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the trophy? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure, composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Just because of one trophy. Oh.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like.
Hold on,
A
what?
stunning leap forward. You see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole,
That's
you can
interesting.
press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue on.
Okay, so now you have the bucket. Do you remember that thing that was
Hmm.
like settings
Now, I
world
don't mean to be a
champion or
bummer,
whatever it was
but
called?
I do recommend you use the teleport button to... Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
There was a door that was labeled settings world champion, and you couldn't open. Yeah, so try to see if you can go through it with the bucket now. Okay. Okay, so yeah. It's something called bumposcopy, whatever that is. Bumposcopy? Bumposcopy. How do we exit? Gameplay. Okay. So I'm not entirely sure how to access it. I'm just following what it shows in this walkthrough I've got. They're being a bastard to us. Like I said, it's been a bastard. So scroll back up to the top of general. Fingers crossed. So yeah, scroll back up to the top of general. No, scroll back up to the top of general.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
So what do you know about this particular thing, bro? Okay.
There you go. That's fixing my mic. What the hell? My mic just broke out. Something is wrong.
Settings World Champion. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all the available numbers.
Okay. There it is.
There you go. Maybe you have to...
Huh?
Oh, hold on. Hey!
Ah, I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion trophy. Well done.
Where's the narrators?
You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Thanks, I think.
I went to the settings. I did something. Like, see?
Yeah. Well, he just said he hasn't worked out what exactly he does, so I guess it's up to you to find out what it does.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2... An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
We'll figure it out later.
And we did figure it out, didn't we?
Yeah, that's how we got this back, finally. But I missed something. One ending.
Yeah, the baby ending.
Also that.
All of his co-workers
Are gone.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. It's bucket time.
It's bucket time.
Please don't give us the skip.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting.
Okay. I guess this is a good call for calling it off. What do you think?
Well, we can't seem to get anything else.
No, indeed.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
there is something that we can get in the Stanley Parable 2 stuff that we haven't got yet.
What?
So, what happens if you take the bucket that you have now into
on the
the room where
Stanley
you're
Parable
supposed to
and
get
about how
the
roundly
reassurance
disappointing
bucket?
his Ultra Deluxe version
I
has
can do
turned out
that.
to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? but the Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a... Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. Wait, there are 2 buckets here? How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me? Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you.
What the fuck?
The power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
You dick!
He just blew up the buckets! Oh no! Now we have no buckets at all! That sucks.
Okay, hopefully will now be what we wanted. He blew up the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Hey,
go
there's
to
the bucket
meeting
again.
room.
Thank
It's
you.
bucket time.
I can't believe he blew them up.
He did blow them up. I have to go, guys. See you next time. Have a nice week. Have a nice day. And we will see you at the next game. Bye.